We are all here and intended to see differently. All of us. All of us. We are all here to see with a different eye. And it is the very seeing, the very way that we look at the world, that determines the way in which we are going to be able to fulfill our potential. To fulfill our potential. When you come into human design and you begin your process, there are certain things that seem tantalizing. Trying to understand how you fulfill the process of your profile and live with what your profile is. The magic that seems to be implied in your incarnation cross. But the cross and the profile, which are costumes of the personality, are only things that you can wear, and you're looking in the right direction. Right direction. See, the greatest dilemma in human beings is not that they are not equipped to see, they don't know where to look. You know? They don't know where to look. They don't know where to look. We are all here and intended to see differently. Differently. Everything about the way you think is determined by the way you see. Everything about the way you think is determined by the way you see. Everything about the way you think is determined by the way you see. Everything about the way you think is determined by the way you see. Everything about the way you think is determined by the way you see. Think about the difference between somebody walking down a street, and they are mental, and they're going to make mental decisions about what they're going to do walking down that street. And somebody walking down that street who's just living out their design. How different their process is. It's totally different. They are not going to meet resistance. More than that, as they move along, they're going to be actually seeing what they're supposed to be seeing. The incident that takes place at the end of the street. The thing going on beside them in the shop. Whatever it is that they're intended to see. Everything about the way you think is determined by the way you see. Everything about the way you think is determined by the way you see. But you see that person in the mind, they don't see anything. They don't. You know that feeling when you're driving a car and all of a sudden it's 9 blocks later? You wonder how you got there? You know? Because when the mind is busy, you see nothing. Your body may get you there alive. You didn't see anything along the way. This is us. Humans. Yes, we have a gift to see, but we don't know where to look. Because we don't know where to look, and because we don't take in what we're supposed to see, we don't think about things the way they're supposed to be thought about according to what is our nature. We are all here to see with a different eye, and it is the very seeing, the very way that we look at the world, that determines the way in which we are going to be able to fulfill our potential. All of us. All of us. All of us. All of us. Homogenization, trying to make decisions out of a conditioned mind, it doesn't work. We're different. And I mean that in terms of what we are as a species. See, everything about my work over these years is about trying to introduce to humanity that this species, what we are, isn't what comes from the past. That in 1781 that there was an incredible change that took place, connected to heat, the warming up, the mutation, what we now call global warming, the industrialization, the warming up of the planet, And the nature of the way in which the mind operates in a mind-centered being is something that needs to be understood in order to be able to live with it with success. I can do great things for your mind, this knowledge, but only when the mind no longer runs the life. Only when you come to grips with the reality that it is not what knows how to run your life. It can't. The program does not know. It doesn't. It just locks you in. You cannot escape it any more than you can escape the fact that if you got an open center, somebody's going to step into your aura and they're going to give you what they got. You cannot escape it. But it doesn't mean it has to make you make a decision. That it becomes a reason for your mind to make a decision. See, I'm tired of dishonesty. I'd rather not talk to people, frankly. You know, because it's not interesting when human beings are being obviously dishonest. And they are. They are. This is the great dilemma of mind. As long as your mind is both inner and outer authority, as long as it has to control your life, there is absolutely no way that it can risk ever telling the truth to anyone about anything, because it has an agenda. You don't want to live your life like that. Everything about the way you think is determined by the way you see.